Hey, you. You're finally awake.
G'day Smut Squad and welcome back to the channel. When it comes to video games, developers and publishers like to try and get their games on as many systems as possible. But sometimes they don't always work and we get really bad versions which really should have stayed in the bin. So today I'm going to be looking at some of the worst ports that came out of the video games we love. Before we go any further, if you think I deserve it, please remember to hit that like, hype and subscribe button, as well as listen to the weekly podcast and join our free Discord. Yes, these are some games which probably should have never been released, but due to, I don't know, the developers and publishers' greed or whatever, they want to make more money and more eyes on the game, they decide to publish it for the system, usually down to a failure.
Hang on, did you include any Peter Molyneux games in this list?
Oh, hello you! No, we haven't got any Peter Molyneux games on this list.
Well, you should!
No! Go away! What are you doing? Go away! What was he doing here? Probably trying to steal my beer, for God's sake. But no, there are no Peter Molyneux games. But we are going to be looking at a range of different consoles and a range of different games. So if there are ones I need to talk about, please put them in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Alright, let's get into it, shall we? Some terrible video game ports. Double Dragon for the Amiga 2600. I mean, look at this. Just look at this. This is so bad. Why? Again, don't be expecting this high technical conversation from me. Just don't. You're not gonna get it. But why? It's like a student project. Honestly, when they made this, they thought, yep, this replicates the arcade. This is exactly what we wanted. This is so bad. It's like someone's just gone on MS Paint and that, yep, that's a man. Look, it's just what it is. It's terrible. I just can't see how anyone would have got any joy out of this and think, yeah, I've got the exact experience of playing Double Dragon at home. No, you haven't. You've got MS Paint Double Dragon. What can I say? It looks absolutely dog shit. Oh, enough of that. Right, let's get on to some other ones. Sonic for the Game Boy Advance. Now, I love Sonic. Sonic is one of my favourite franchises in all of gaming, but this is an absolute disgrace. They released this game to celebrate Sonic's 15-year anniversary, and you may as well have just poo-pooed all over his legacy. It takes the original Sonic the Hedgehog and then just crams it in. Like, look how crammed everything is here. I don't know why they did this. If they just pulled back, this would have been okay. And it's not to say they can't do Sonic games in the Game Boy Advance. We already had Sonic Advance 1, and that's an absolute gem. But considering Sonic is all about speed and having to have good reactions, this game takes that away because enemies are just going to fly at you and you need to have Goku level Ultra Instinct to be able to play this game. I can't just believe anyone signed off at this at Sega and thought, oh, this looks really good. This is a very good port of this game, and bear in mind Sonic 1 is not a good game. I love Sonic, but Sonic 1 is not a good game. And considering literally Green Hill Zone is the only really good level in the whole of the game, and playing it here just looks like absolute dog poop because it's so squished, just take the camera out a little bit, and you'd be fine. I don't know what they were doing when they decided to give this the okay. But in retrospect, a lot of people actually consider this the worst gaming port of all time. I don't. I consider it a terrible port, not the worst. Pacman for the Atari 2600. Again, people are going to be like, oh, you can't pick on Pacman. Pacman was my childhood. And a lot of people can go, yeah, this was probably the first time they could take Pacman home instead of actually playing in the arcade. I don't care. I don't care about your childhood. I really don't in this regard. This game is dreadful. Pacman is an absolute gem, right? But what is this that I am looking on the screen? Pacman himself looks like an absolute joke. The map looks tiny. Whilst yes, it may play very well, it's an absolute shell from what it's meant to be. Like, two ghosts? Where are the other two? The map's half the size, and oh, look at this, we're just doing the same thing over and over again. I know that's what Pacman is for anyone shouts at me. But also at some points, the ghosts decide to flicker, which absolutely just decides to give me an epileptic fit. Thanks for that, I really appreciate it. Again, I know people are going to be shouting the fact that, oh, I got to play Pacman for the first time. I don't care. Do not care about people's childhood. I'm a horrible human being, leave me alone. Chrono Trigger for the PlayStation 1. Now, a lot of you who don't know about this are probably thinking, what the hell, how could Chrono Trigger be on this list? Well, unfortunately, it is, and it is the PlayStation 1 port. And mainly, it's not because of the extra stuff they added in, which is pretty cool, because they added, like, anime FMVs, which are cool, they added art galleries, that's cool. The problem is with the loading times, and that's what absolutely kills the experience. See, if you play the Super Nintendo version, or if you decide to play the DS version, which in my opinion is the best, you go to the menu, it's absolutely instant. The problem here, it's a delay. Up to 3 to 5 seconds. And considering sometimes you can be going in your menu after every 5 minutes, or even a minute, depending on what you're doing, that is crippling. Even battles themselves take 4 to 6 seconds of delay. Saves are slow as well. And that absolutely kills the experience if you're having to wait every few frickin' seconds. Like, oh, for God's sake. And what happens if you make a mistake? Oh, I've got to go back in. Okay, that's another 5 seconds of my life wasted. And yeah, you can say 1 or 2 times isn't a problem, but it will build. It will build. But then after a few minutes, you're probably looking at that copy of Sonic on the GBA and thinking, this is going to be a better experience than playing the legendary Chrono Trigger. And that's a shame, because Chrono Trigger is a legendary game. It's one of the best games ever made, but absolutely ruined because of PlayStation stupidity. Street Fighter 2 on the ZA Spectrum. Now, I'll make this clear, we all know I love Street Fighter, okay? Of course we do. But this was Street Fighter 2 back in the day, and yeah, everyone seemed to want to get a copy of this game. But did the ZA Spectrum need one? I don't think it did. You can tell already that this game looks dreadful. It's actually a miracle it even managed to work on the system. Now, I have to say that the animation is pretty good. The problem is, it had to resort to having two-tone colours for everything, which is just not good. No. But if you want, you can remove the background and just have one solid colour with the characters. You can also notice that the characters move like absolute crap. Yes, this is ridiculous. When fighting games are meant to be fluent, this isn't it. This is hurting my eyes, and I do not like it. I hate it. I just sit there and go, why did you release this? Why did you think this was a good idea? Considering this came well after Street Fighter 2 came out, why did you think this needed it? I don't know. It's so bad. Like, fair play, you managed to get all the characters on there and the boss characters. But no! Really? He should have just gone, let's leave this back on the drawing board and let's maybe not do it. Did it even sell that well? Someone smart enough will be able to tell me sell figures, but I just look at it and go, this is an absolute disgrace. Like, the characters just kind of go, what? When they move. Like, it's like they're missing frames of animation. I'll do a jump without actually jumping, or just my model will just go, what? And fly in the air. Imagine if I brought this home. Kids, I've brought you Street Fighter 2. Yay, I love you, Daddy. But it's not for the Super Nintendo. Oh, I hate you, Daddy. Why did you bring me into this world to release such a product? Oh, God. Why did this ever come out? Mortal Kombat 4 for the Game Boy Color. Now, we've talked about this game before on the show. This is a disgrace. I know Mortal Kombat was now back because there's been a bit of a hiatus from 3 to 4, but let's decide to put it on every system we can get. Again, not every system needs it. Yes, there have been other Game Boy games which had Mortal Kombat, but this is shocking. Obviously, there are cuts and we're only down to 8 characters, or 9 with this Reptile as a secret character, but it removes everything from 4, which made 4 stand out. So all the weapons are gone, you can't really do a combo in the game. The fatalities, these etch-a-sketch versions of them, there's no real blood in the game apart from those fatalities. Trying to do a move in this game is just stupid. There's no stage fatalities, there's just nothing. And also, do you want difficulty? Well, unlucky, there's no options mode. Yes, you are stuck with what you've got. Yes, I know there are codes, but I don't care about codes. There's no option menu, so the difficulty you have is the difficulty you have. The sound as well is dreadful. Now, I'm playing this sound to hurt your ears because it's fun. Do you want to turn that off? No, you can't do that. No, because there's no option mode. I just look at this game. Even the Game Gear version of Mortal Kombat looks better than this. The Game Gear version of Mortal Kombat. This just... You can't even barely recognize the characters. I just why? Like, I know we've got the Game Boy Advance version of Mortal Kombat, which we can laugh at, but this needs to be studied about how absolute dog shit it is. Okay, it's not Double Dragon level, but still. I know you can say it's a Game Boy Color game. I will not have that argument, as there are good fighting games on the Game Boy Color. At least give it an attempt. This is just rubbish. It's terrible. I'm sure what comes out of my dog's arse is better than this. And probably an over-exaggeration, but you get the message. And finally, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the MS-DOS. Now, I love the Turtles, I always have to say that, but this version released on MS-DOS is absolutely criminal. Not necessarily because of the graphics, and you could have that argument that the NES version still looks better and still plays better in every way, and it does, it really does. But that's not the reason I'm going to actually poo on this edition. No, the reason for this is that in the first section of the game, when you go through a sewer, there's actually a jump which you have to do, but in the MS-DOS version, especially in the North American release, you can't do it. No, you can't make the jump. And by trying, you'll fall to your doom. Which means you can't complete the game, because you need to do that jump. Now, I know some smart arse in the comments are going, well, actually, if you do a certain type of jump, you're able to do it. No, a certain type of jump means that you're basically trying to, use the system to your advantage. You know what to do. It should be a basic jump, not a special jump when you need Danhausen level of powers. This should just be basic. And the fact that you can't do it means you can't finish the game. I sit there and go, how did this make playtesting? Did they go to Gary, the intern, and go, did you finish the game? Yep. Was it good? Yep. You didn't use any cheats or anything to go through the walls? Nope. All done. Bollocks, Gary was probably at a Diddy party while this was going on. Just forgot what he had to do. Now, in subsequent releases in the European version, we got that fixed, so you're actually able to finish the game. But for you Americans, you're screwed. You have to play the hero version, not the ninja version, if you want to do this. Oh, Gary, get out of the Diddy parties. And that's it. Some terrible video game ports. Thank you everyone for listening, and thank you for Guru Larry for making an appearance. I really appreciate it. You don't know how much that means. Now everyone, let's be honest, Guru Larry is a startup creator. He is trying to grow on YouTube. He's only got a few subscribers, so if you can go over to his channel, I'd really appreciate it if you can give him a like and a subscribe. We gotta help the little guys. Gotta help the little guys. But until then, I'll see everyone in a few days for another video. And the podcast is out today. Please, everyone, go and check out the podcast because we're doing Mighty Final Fight. Until then, I'll see you all in a few days in the video. You all take care of yourself. My name's been Daddy. Follow your dreams.